It's your host, Kevin Oldham, back with another episode of Franchise My Business, the podcast for franchisors, hosted by franchisors. I'm super pumped today because I'm in the middle of a book that is super impactful, and I just can't wait to share one of these core principles with you. So the book is called Buyback Your Time by Dan Martell. Dan, I've followed him for well over a decade. Very sharp guy. Haven't really followed him over the last 5 years or so. Just kind of stayed in his content ecosystem. But a friend of mine sent me a text last week about his new book, Buy Back Your Time. And right at the beginning, this book has knocked my socks off. And I want to break down one concept for you. And it's called the buyback loop. So the whole concept of the buyback loop and really the book so far is that you don't hire people to grow. You hire people when you want to buy back your time, okay? Particularly if you're a CEO and your time is one of the most valuable resources for the organization. And so there's this process that you go through. I wish I could pull it up on my other screen. But when you're feeling pain, what you want to do is you want to audit the tasks that you're doing. And if it's something that can be offloaded to somebody else where, he uses a variable, basically a quarter of your hourly rate. So let's say you make $100 an hour as CEO or whatever it is, and then you want to buy back some of your time. A good buyback rate would be $25 an hour. Okay. So let's use this example. Let's say I'm running errands. Like I got to ship stuff or whatever. Is that the highest and best use of my time as a CEO of our organization? I can tell you that absolutely it's not. It's super important. We got to ship packages, but there would be somebody better utilized to do that task. So I would audit that. That's me acknowledging that task is better done by somebody else. I would then transfer that task to them. And then here's the key. Then you want to backfill that time with your needle moving tasks. So for our company, it's recording the podcast, it's meeting with clients, it's meeting with prospects, it's doing all these other things, but it's not doing a lot of administrative work. Okay. So the buyback loop has become this really powerful concept for me. And, I'm, as I mentioned, about halfway through the book. So it's got us, going through like a time audit where every 15 minutes for a couple of weeks, you're going to audit your time so that then you can go and transfer some of those tasks to somebody else. Could be somebody within your organization already, or it could be somebody that you hire, right? And then you're going to backfill that time with higher value tasks with the whole goal of basically working yourself out of all the tasks that either are not valuable to your company, like you're a super expensive resource for doing them, or they drain your energy, okay? And we all know that there's a ton of tasks that drain our energy every single day. And so the key is to, once you get through this process, and I would see it as a never-ending process, it's going to be something that you always do, but that you're spending more time in, high important areas for your organization, as well as things that provide you with energy. Okay. So this is a heck yes recommendation from me, even though I'm only a short way into the book. The book again is Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. So far, it's phenomenal. So I'm going to recommend it to every entrepreneur that I encounter. And just, go check out Dan's stuff. I mean, you can go to buybackyourtime.com/resources, and there'll be an accompanying guide that will go with the book. So if you want to listen to it or read it or whatever way it works best for you, but then there's some worksheets, which I have printed out. And I'm going to be utilizing this stuff because I don't know about you guys, but I could use some more time for some of the more valuable tasks, the tasks that fill my bucket emotionally and give me energy. Okay. Until next time, I'm your host, Kevin Oldham. If you find this show interesting, or if there was somebody who maybe would benefit from listening to Dan's book and this episode gave a good primer, go ahead and text this episode to one person right now. And then if you love what we're doing, or you even like what we're doing at Franchise My Business, and you feel so inclined, I would deeply appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button. Till next time, we'll see you soon. Have a phenomenal day.